This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Very nice, very nice. Now, would you say that this applies to dribbling in Rocket League? That's right, it's time for another tutorial. Since you guys showed so much support for my previous tutorials, it only makes sense to keep making more, right? In this tutorial, I'll be covering the mechanic of dribbling. And no, not this kind, but this kind. Now, if you're ready, let's get started. To start things off, I'll go over the basis of dribbling in Rocket League. Put simply, dribbling in Rocket League can be described as carrying or pushing the ball to a certain point with smaller touches to keep the ball as close to the player's car as possible. In my opinion, to be a high-level Rocket League player, you have to know how to dribble. Dribbling is a mechanic that allows the player to directly control the ball's whereabouts to the slightest detail. Dribbling can also be tied in with a huge list of other mechanics, such as flicks, starting an air dribble, even incorporating power slide to perform drift dribbling. As cool and fancy as all of these things sound, they'd be a lot harder to pull off if the player doesn't know how to dribble correctly. So, the first thing that you want to practice is getting the ball on top of your car and keeping it there. Now let me tell you, if this is your first time doing this, it's going to be hard no matter what. There are 3 conventional ways of getting the ball on top of your car. First of all, have the ball slowly rolling towards your car. Now simply drive into the ball rolling towards you, and this will pop the ball up at a height that you can now position your car underneath it. The second way is a little trickier. Instead of having the ball rolling towards you, this applies to a ball that may be slowly rolling away from you, or if it's completely stationary. But to have success with this method, you need to use your boost just as you're about to touch the ball to give you that extra boost in speed that will also pop the ball up and onto your car. Lastly is to cut into the ball from the side. This also applies to a situation where the ball may be rolling away from you or even towards you. As the name of the method would suggest, you would gather some speed to catch up to the ball, and from either side of the ball, just cut into the ball. This will stop the ball's forward momentum and pop it up into the air slightly so that you can position your car underneath it. There is also a 4th secret option. If you happen to play on PC and have Bacchus mod installed, just simply press up on your D-pad and that will just teleport the ball on top of you. Now that we've got the ball on top of your car, this is where the tricky bit begins. Before I say anything about this part, when you have the ball on top of your car, make sure to toggle off ball cam. This is so that your camera doesn't throw a hissy fit when the ball is directly on top of your car. Once the ball is on your car, it won't want to stay there. So you'll need to adjust your speed and position your car so that the ball doesn't fall off again. It's falling off the right side! Shuffle a little to the right to balance it out. It's falling off the front! Speed up a little to get your car directly underneath the ball again. And so on and so forth. A little tip for this part, you see that white circle on the ground below the ball? This is going to be your best friend when learning how to dribble, as it gives you a clear outline on the ground of the ball's position on top of your car. So try to keep your car right in the center of this circle and you should be golden. Now once you've got the hang of popping the ball up and onto your car and you can confidently keep it there, it's time to learn how to dribble. This part is where your own personal creativity will come into play, because only you will know what you want to do with said dribble. But for example, if you want to simply carry the ball straight forward, position your car under the ball so that the ball is somewhere around your windshield, or slightly higher depending on how fast you want to go. And just like before, adjust your speed so that the ball doesn't fall off your car, but so that you and the ball are travelling forwards at a sufficient speed. Now let's go over changing direction whilst dribbling. This is probably the hardest part of dribbling as a whole, but if you can master it, it will make you a lot more unpredictable to your opponents, as you can freely change the direction of the ball's path at will. The key word for this part, and this entire tutorial for that matter, is balance. Understanding how the ball interacts with your car whilst it's on top of your car is essential for dribbling in general, but even more so in this case. To change the direction of your dribble, what you need to do is to position your car so that the ball slowly starts to roll off either side of your car. Now don't panic. Same as before, to counter the ball falling off, slowly position your car under the ball whilst making slight adjustments to keep the ball at a certain half of your car. This is a little bit tricky to explain, but hopefully you can see what I mean. You'll notice that whilst you're doing this, you and the ball will be facing a different direction to which you started in. Congrats, you just changed direction using dribbling.
Yes! Yeah!
Now that you've got the knowledge of how to dribble, all it takes is for you to practice this mechanic for yourself. I see a lot of comments on tutorials for certain mechanics such as,
I can't do it, it's too hard, I will never be able to do this.
This is the wrong mindset to have. Practice makes perfect, and I can't stress this enough. Some people learn quicker than others, but putting in the time and effort to learn a new skill is very rewarding. Take a look at NRG Rocket League Pro Squishy. Squishy's been playing Rocket League pretty much from when the game was released, which if you didn't know was quite a while ago. Squishy has now over 11,000 hours invested into the game. And the point I'm trying to make here is Rome wasn't built in a day. So keep practicing, ask someone for advice if you're struggling on a certain skill, and you'll see results, I can promise you that. Okay, so that's going to wrap up my dribbling tutorial. As always, if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and a comment letting me know. And also hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my other tutorials or any other future content. But with that being said, that is all I've got time for today. So I have been Oliver, that is OLVR, and I'll see you soon. Peace.